Like, were they?
Well, what happened was when my mother ended up coming up to Compton with Juana Alvear, no, her Aunt Martha and Alvear, and Juana, the cousin, and Agustin. That's when my mother was introduced to the Filipinos. And my mom found out that Martha and Juana were saying that my mother was an orphan, and also found out that she was sold to this Filipino man named Pedro.
Oh.
So when that happened, the abuse, my father stepped in.
Okay.
He intervened and said, "We're leaving." Well, he asked her, "Do you want to go back to Mexico, or do you want to come up this way, or what do you want to do?" You know, and she said, "If I go back to Mexico alone, my reputation will be ruined." Because back in those days, if you came back alone without the people that took you, there's something wrong.
So did your father love your mother? Is that why he stepped in and saved her, or they didn't have a relationship yet?
They didn't really have a relationship. He just kind of defended her. Yeah, he could see that here's a person that's pretty innocent, that was brought up here under false pretenses. And he could see that, I think he might have known that she was sold to this other Filipino man, and he just kind of didn't like the abuse that was going on.
Yeah.
So because of I think the physical abuse, because my mom said that they got into a fight,
Wow.
Juana and her,
Yeah.
because of that. When she found out she was sold, you know, she says, you know, "You brought me all the way up here under false pretenses, and you know, this isn't what my vacation was not supposed to be this way."
Yeah. How old was your mom at this point?
I believe she was 20 at that point in time.
Okay. And your father was much older, right?
Yeah. He was, in his 40s, late 40s at that time. Yeah, almost 30 years older.
So then they ended up from that incident. So your father intervened, and then they went up to Shell Beach. Did your father have connections in Shell Beach?
Yes, there's a Filipino community here already, farming, and Don Ramos and Papa Son lived in the cottage in this area. There were Filipinos living there in Shell Beach already.
Yeah.
And farming. So when my dad came up, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to continue farming, because he was farming in Compton. So when he came up to Shell Beach, he wanted to continue farming because that's what he knew.
Yeah.
And that's when he rented the property or had the property leased to him from the Medina family.